Hi everybody, we're going to paint a dandelion today. They're starting to sprout up all over the yard. So what I did is I took a piece of watercolor paper and I put either masking tape or painter's tape. Your parents probably have some around. And I like painter's tape because it sticks well, you can remove it and you can reuse it. So I picked a little dandelion here. And the first thing I'm going to do using watercolors, I'm using these cake watercolors, put a light yellow down first. Always think of your lights. Light first, dark later. And I'm just looking the shape and I'm just drawing these little shapes like this. Like that. It's a light first. Now, not too much water though. Now I'm going to use some yellow, a darker yellow. Now if you don't have a light yellow, then you use more water, less yellow. And then I'm going to do the same fast little lines like this, and they kind of point up that way. And I'm going to put a little more darker yellow in it and a tiny, tiny bit of orange. So it's like more of a golden yellow. And just like that, whoa, it was strong. Right in the center, like that. Okay, I'm going to wash my brush. And I'm going to take some more light yellow and just do a few more really light ones underneath, going out like that. And you can see the shape. If you look at the shape, you'll see it's kind of like mounded up here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the stem. So I'm going to use the same light yellow, and I'm just going to paint a line down like that. I'm going to take a little bit of green. I don't even have to wash my brush. I'll take a little green there. And I'm going to add a little bit of green on one side, and then a little bit of green right under the dandelion, not a daffodil. And now I'm going to take a little darker green, because it's kind of dark under there, you see, and add a little bit, whoa, jeepers, really wet. Now, you see there, I have a problem. I've got a green leg, so all I have to do with a paper towel, I can just take a little of that off, just like that. If your dandelion is wet, when the wet paint hits a wet paint, you're going to have an explosion like what happened earlier. So I'm using mostly water, just a little bit of blue, and go very careful and just run it with a little tiny brush closely into here. If you have a little white showing, that's okay. And you may touch the dandelion and may turn into another color, and that's okay too, because we can always add a little bit of more yellow on top of it, just like this. And a little bit more. Ooh, strong. If it comes out strong like that, I'll just take a little bit of water, not a lot, and I'll just blend it in a little bit, like that. And it's a really beautiful little picture of dandelion before you pick them all out of your yard. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of yellow, and I'm just going to touch these back up a little bit. Make those little spikes like that. And I'm going to take a little bit of dark red and green, a little bit of red, wiggle it, a little bit of this dark green, dry my brush a little bit, and then it'll give me a really dark, dark green, just right in the little areas there. Now, when you're done and your picture is dry, and don't do it until your picture's dry, you can very carefully pull the tape away from you. And if it's a reusable painter's tape, just put it on the side of something. And you can, this is the fun part, make sure your hands are clean if you touch your paper. Like this. And this one here. And then you have this really pretty little painting And then you can cut that in half and you can make a little card or a tiny little picture. Have fun.